Man, I don't know what happened last night. Last night was just wow. Last night was okay. Wow. Hello everybody. It's MAFDOMiNUS, and I don't feel so good. I mean, I don't know what happened last night. I guess I must have slept wrong. But I'm ready to do my next review. So, we're going to take a look at the Unbreakable sequel, quote unquote sequel, Split. Now, you might be wondering, MAFDOMiNUS, why are you calling Split, a horror movie, a sequel to Unbreakable, a grounded superhero movie? Well, you'll wait and see. You'll wait and see. Casey is a very outcasty type of teenager, having been molested as a child by her uncle, her legal guardian John. While hanging out with her classmates Claire and Marcia, the three are kidnapped by Kevin Wendelcrum, a man suffering from dissociative identity disorder. That's a real thing? Hold on, let me look it up. Yep, it's real. Kevin is in therapy with Dr. Karen Fletcher, who has identified 23 distinct personalities within Kevin. In his mind, these personalities sit in chairs in a room, waiting for Barry, the dominant personality, to grant them their turn in the light. In control, pretty much. She also has found that Kevin's physiology changes with each personality. Recently, Barry has refused to allow Dennis or Patricia their turns, in part due to Dennis's tendency towards bothering underage girls and Patricia's undesirable traits, and also because both appear to worship the Beast, a yet unseen 24th personality. Fletcher has found that she can bring back Kevin's own personality by speaking his full name. Kevin locks the girls in a cell in his underground quarters. They recognize his DID, and Clara attempts to use this to escape, but is caught by Dennis and is segregated from the others. Kevin continues to go to work and attending appointments with Fletcher. Fletcher soon recognizes that Dennis has displaced Barry as the dominant personality. Kevin had experienced an awkward incident with two teenage girls, which Fletcher believes has triggered Dennis to take over, and that he may have abducted the three missing girls. Marcia attempts to escape, but is caught by Patricia. Casey befriends Hedwig, a young boy. Okay. She convinces Hedwig to let her out of her cell to see his bedroom, believing that there might be a means of escaping through a window that Hedwig has described in that room. But she finds that it is only a drawing of a window. She takes a walkie-talkie from Hedwig and uses it to call for help, but the person at the other end thinks Casey is merely pulling a prank. Patricia takes over and subdues Casey. Fletcher visits Kevin's home, where he reveals that he has met the Beast. Fletcher fakes going to the bathroom, searches the house, and finds Claire. Dennis suddenly appears, sedates Fletcher, and locks her up. While Kevin runs an errand, the Beast takes over, giving Kevin superhuman abilities. Okay then. Fletcher writes Kevin's full name on a piece of paper before the Beast arrives and kills her. Casey escapes from her cell, only to find that the Beast has already eaten Marcia and watches in horror as he does the same with Claire. Casey finds Dr. Fletcher's body and the piece of paper. The Beast approaches her, but she calls out Kevin's full name, bringing Kevin forth. Upon learning of the situation and realizing that he has not been in control for 2 years, Kevin instructs Casey to shoot him with a shotgun she has acquired. This prompts all 24 personalities to fight for control of the light, but the Beast takes hold again. As Casey escapes into an underground tunnel, she shoots him twice to no effect. She locks herself in a caged area whose bars the Beast begins to pull apart. He sees the faded scars across her body, a sign of her abuse. Having previously declared his plans to rid the world of the untouched, those who have never suffered, he considers Casey to be pure, and he runs off. Casey is rescued and learns that she was being held at the Philadelphia Zoo. When Casey is asked if she is ready to return home with her uncle, she hesitates to answer, assuming that she is finally going to deal with her abuse nature. In another hideout, Dennis, Patricia, and Hedwig discuss the power of the Beast and their plans to change the world. And that was Split. So, Split is a really good movie. Wait, there's more to this story. Okay, I mean, I thought that was a good ending where Kevin was all like, look how powerful the world we can be. But there's more. But why is it taking place in a cantina? That doesn't make sense. And why is the music... The music seems familiar. I swear I've heard this music before. The Horde. That's good. Oh? What? Is... What the... What? What? Well, guys, move out of the way, Marvel Cinematic Universe and DC Extended Universe. Here comes the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong Universe. Split is a very good horror movie. That's right, I said it, a good horror movie. The thing about horror movies today is the fact that they're not scary. Contrary to popular belief, if a movie can be scary, then it did a good job at being a horror movie. It's not about whether you can, take on the horror movie and be brave, and not be scared. Because if a horror movie doesn't scare you, then it does a horrible job as a horror movie. And that seems to be the problem with most modern day horror movies. They're not scary. They mainly just rely on jump scares and flashy lights and spooky CGI creatures. It's not scary. It's just fake and temporarily just makes us jump. It's not scary. But Split does a good job at being scary. How? Well, let's take a look at the scene with the Beast. The Beast... So far from what we know about the Beast at this point in the movie is that he's the 24th personality of Kevin Wendell Crumb, and that's pretty much it. Apparently the Beast has done awful things to people, but what kind of awful things? We don't know, and that's what makes the Beast scary. We don't know what would happen until the Beast shows up. Like, what does the Beast look like? What can he do? How powerful is he? We don't know. It's one of the most classic type of fears, the fear of the unknown. We don't know what the Beast is, and it's a very scary thing to think that we won't know until we see him. Then we have Casey, the main protagonist. Now, I really like Casey because she's a strong, independent woman who doesn't need no feminism. Oh, you thought I was going to say she doesn't need no men. Well, the correct phrase is she doesn't need no feminism because... Alright, time to point out the elephant in the room. Have you noticed that Hollywood makes female protagonist movies? But then when they do make these female protagonist movies, it almost always comes off as SJW or, feminism, something that people don't like. And... yeah, that's becoming a problem with most female-led movies. You can't have a female-led movie without having some sort of political agenda, right? Actually, you can. I mean, just look at Alien. Ellen Ripley is a very good, strong, independent female protagonist, and there's no feminism behind that. Then we have Casey from Split. She's a good character who happens to be a girl, but no feminism. There seems to be some sort of myth that if you have a female character, she must be some sort of, politically driven, politically agenda, some sort of feminism type of thing. But no, that's just not the case. In fact, it's probably a good idea you avoid any political messages or agendas because nobody wants those kinds of movies, okay? The reason why people watch these movies in the first place is because they want to escape reality and engage in a fictional world. But then when you have a political agenda, it just shoves reality down your throat like a big black cock. Is that what Hollywood wants? For its big black cock to be shoved down in our throats? I mean, it might enjoy Hollywood, but we don't enjoy it. Okay, the point here I'm trying to make is that you don't need feminism or political agendas to write a good female character that happens to be our protagonist, and Casey is a good example of that. She's smart, she knows exactly what she is doing, and even if she thinks she doesn't always get what she wants, and she has flaws. Yeah, that's the thing. Another problem with most female-led superhero movies, or pretty much any movie with a female protagonist, is the fact that the female protagonists don't seem to have any major flaws, and if they do, it's really, really minor, and it can always come off as a Mary Sue. But Casey is not a Mary Sue. She has been molested by her own uncle, and sometimes she doesn't really seem to plan straight ahead. Like the part where she thought that Hedwig had an actual window, but then it turns out to just not be a real window. And, yeah. So, the point I'm trying to make here is Casey is a good character, a good female character, and there is no political agendas and no feminism. She's just that good. I should also mention that James McAvoy is really good in this movie. Like, his acting skills are really good because he has to play different personalities. He plays a 9-year-old, an old lady, a pervert, a Muslim. Yeah, the point is James McAvoy is really good at acting, alright? He does a pretty good job in the movie Split portraying all of these different personalities. And another thing that I really like about Split, besides all the good characters, the good writing, and the good atmosphere to make it a scary movie in the first place, is the fact that this movie takes place in the Unbreakable universe. I mean, Unbreakable was a good movie. It deserved an Unbreakable 2. But unfortunately, it took years until we got one, so there was a lot of wait. But hey, at the very least, Unbreakable is now appreciated. Thankfully, this movie is now being appreciated by a lot of people, instead of never being appreciated in the first place. Yes, Unbreakable is a good movie, and I love how it's now getting the attention it deserves. We're now getting a sequel which will have Kevin Wendell-Crumb back. So, wait a minute, does that mean David Dunn is going to fight the Beast? That is awesome. I love it when universes expand their lore. I love this movie, okay? I love Split, alright? It's a good movie. I highly recommended it for anyone who's a horror fan, who's a supervillain fan, because, let's face it, this is a supervillain origin story. I just really like this movie. If you're into horror movies, I highly recommend Split, alright? Oh yeah, I gotta give this a rating. I mean, there were a couple of flaws with Split, but overall, I give Split 8 Hedwigs out of 10.
Well, guys, I guess I'll see you later. Man, I feel so wasted. I'm just gonna go to bed and hopefully actually get a good night's sleep. I will catch him in the act, and I'll have proof.